This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to this weekend's edition of Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. And if you can't tell from the applause, we got a pretty solid audience here, maybe the biggest we've had so far this season. Last week, Dixon racked up some serious points against Rockford East. They are moving on into the next round. One of these teams could be joining them in round two. Let's get those applause going again for the Christian Life Eagles. It is year 8 of 8 for Christian Life in our tournament, looking to make it to the second round for the first time in 4 seasons. The team did very, very well in our junior edition. You may have seen this summer. You also may recognize some faces from the team. We like to call them the Low Gang because they are led by Logan. And I'm just saying that right now because he's embarrassed. See, look at his face. He's embarrassed. Logan is the captain of the Christian Life Eagles. Logan, introduce us to your starting lineup.
To my left is Brighton. To my right is Haley. And to my far right is Grace.
Good luck, Christian Life Eagles, taking on the North Boone Vikings. Dressed in their North Boone greens. Still a relative newbie to Quiz Bowl. Vikings made it to the Elite 8 last season, though. You want to make it back there, don't you? You can tell. You can see it in Jet's eyes. Jet is the captain. Introduce us to your team.
On my right is Eli, on my left is Noel, and on my far left is Bree.
All right, let's get into some game action, shall we? With lots of points on the line. The audience is way more excited than we are about this game. That's very cool. All right, we'll feed off their energy together. Our first round is the buzz-in round, and that means hands on your buzzers. Simple enough, right? The 2 most important rules: wait for me to call your name and say your answer loudly and clearly. Here's the first question this week. What singer says, "I do my hair toss, check my nails," in a song that lent its name to her first tour, Good as Hell? Jet.
Nicki Minaj.
Incorrect. Christian Life, you could snag these 10 points. Go ahead, Grace.
Lizzo?
Yes, you got it. Would it have helped if I sang that lyric, maybe? Our chief engineer, Mike, won't admit this, but he knew that right away. And he sang it for me, too. At least that's the story I'm telling. 10 points for Christian Life. You're first on the board. Let's get a new question. What former writer for the newspaper Avanti led the Black Shirts in a 1922 march on Rome that allowed him to become the fascist dictator of Italy? Logan G.
Benito Mussolini.
That is correct. He led the country during World War II. You've got 10 more, Christian Life. What term refers to a force directed toward the center of a circle that causes an object to move along a curved path? Jet.
Push.
Incorrect. Christian Life, you could take these points. Often confused with centrifugal force, we needed centripetal force. That's the force that we're looking for. What family name is shared by the great house decimated in the Red Wedding on Game of Thrones and by Robert Downey Jr.'s character in Iron Man? Jet.
Stark.
That is correct. And with a name like Jet, I would hope you get the Tony Stark question correct. Just to be clear, I did not pick the Tony Stark question. That was mostly from my producer. Let's move on to a new question. What structures, which shorten over time as their telomeres decay, are composed of protein and DNA and, in most human cells, form 23 pairs? Jet.
Chromosomes.
That's right, chromosomes. We got a tie game now. Millard Fillmore was the 1856 presidential nominee of what political party that promoted anti-Catholic and anti-immigrant views? Jet.
Federalist.
Incorrect. Christian Life, you have a chance for these. That was the Know Nothing Party. In fact, Fillmore was the last U.S. president not to be affiliated with a Democratic or Republican, or last presidential candidate not to be affiliated with Democrats or Republicans. Next question now. What poem that requests "Curse, bless me now with your fierce tears" was written by Dylan Thomas and urges " Rage, rage against the dying of the light"? Jet.
Federalist.
Incorrect. Christian Life, you have a chance for these. What poem that requests "Curse, bless me now with your fierce tears" was written by Dylan Thomas and urges "Rage, rage against the dying of the light"? Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night is the name of the poem. What artist's self-portrait, The Broken Column, is based on serious injuries she suffered at age 18 as a result of a bus crash in Mexico City? Jet.
Frida Kahlo.
That's right. Actually, a few dozen of her works are on display this summer at the College of DuPage's Art Gallery. Those are 10 points for North Boone. What TV show on which Lorraine Bracco played therapist Dr. Melfi was a 2000s HBO crime drama starring James Gandolfini as a mobster named Tony? He was Tony Soprano. New question. What 1950 film by Akira Kurosawa involves several characters, including a bandit, giving contradictory accounts of the same incident? That is a tough film question. It actually won an honorary Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. Rashomon was the movie. What former capital city, whose American residents were evacuated by Operation Frequent Wind in 1975, was renamed by its conquerors to Ho Chi Minh City? Operation Frequent Wind marked the end of the Vietnam War. That city was Saigon. You probably recognize that video if you saw it. And that's the end of our round. We're out of time. North Boone's on top by 10 points. It is a tight game. 30-20 is very close. Probably a little closer than our teams would like, but makes for good TV. We'll have another round with more points on the line. Our volleyball is after this. We're back for another round in this weekend's Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Tight match, only one question between our two teams. North Boone has 30, Christian Life has 20. Our volleyball round is a back and forth, so you can work as a team if you want, but I have to hear from the captains. So for North Boone, that will be Jet. For Christian Life, that will be Logan G. And by the way, you may have noticed that earlier I called him Logan G. We call this team the Low Gang because there are about 12 Logans on the team. Right now, there are 2 in at the same time, so that's why we're using last initials. But Logan G is the captain, so all the answers need to come from you. And because of the coin flip, Logan G, you get the first question. You ready? Here comes it. That didn't even sound like proper English. Here it comes. I'm talking like Yoda. What substances which are generated by homolytic bond cleavage are suppressed in the body by antioxidants and contain unpaired electrons? Those substances are free radicals. Over to North Boone. Christie's Great Idea is the first book in what series by Anne M. Martin, which portrays young friends who form the title group of caregivers? Those caregivers are babysitters, and that series is The Babysitter's Club. Back to Christian Life. What country whose Klang Valley contains the administrative center of Putrajaya is home to the Petronas Towers and its capital of Kuala Lumpur? Those towers are a couple of the tallest buildings in the world in Malaysia. Back to North Boone. In Greek myth, Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos make up what trio who controlled the thread of mortal lives?
The Fierce.
Those are the Fates. Back over to Christian Life. In 1963, what founder of the anti-Nazi partisans and only European founder of the non-aligned movement was named president for life of Yugoslavia? That was President Tito. Back over to North Boone. The letters FF are used to indicate what musical dynamic marking, which means very loud?
Fortissimo.
That's right. We're going to give that credit to Ashton. He leaned over and gave you that right in your ear. Nice job. Those are 10 points for North Boone. We're back to Christian Life. What artist created portraits of his doctor, Paul Gaucher, whom this man stayed with after leaving the mental asylum where he painted The Starry Night?
Vincent van Gogh.
That is right, and you knew that one really quickly. Christian Life's got 10 points. Back over to North Boone. In feudal Japan, samurai strove to conform to what moral and social code, which means Way of the Warrior, and resembles European codes of chivalry? That's the Bushido Code. Back over to Christian life, you could tie it with this. What novel, which ends with the Rachel rescuing the only survivor of the Pequod, depicts Captain Ahab's search for a whale, and is by Herman Melville?
Moby Dick.
That is right. Call me Ishmael, a famous opening line of that, and we are tied now at 40. North Boone. How many total atoms are in one molecule of propane, given propane is an alkane with a 3-carbon chain?
6 million.
6 million. We were a little off. It was 11. But it would help if you could visualize the formula. The formula is C3H8, so you add the 3 and the 8, that gives you the 11. No points there, and that's how we end the round. We are tied now, halfway through the game. We're about to get to the fastest round in the game, the NICA IBEW Lightning Round, and it is coming up after this break. But first, you get to play at home, and then after the break, our contestants get to play for pizza and pasta with the Bergstrom bonus question. We'll be right back.
The December 1st, 1955 arrest of Rosa Parks sparked a nearly 13-month-long bus boycott in which Alabama city?
It's a tie game right now. We are not going to be able to break that tie yet because this question you are about to hear the answer to, hopefully, is for pizza and pasta from Lino's of Rockford. It's the Bergstrom bonus question, and our audience at home has seen this. Contestants, you have not. So get your hands on your buzzers and let me know if you know the answer to this. The December 1st, 1955 arrest of Rosa Parks sparked a nearly 13-month-long bus boycott in which jet? Montgomery. That's right. That's the Alabama city. You got it?
Yeah, at least we got the pizza.
And those cheers are because the people in the audience think you're going to take them with you when you go to Lino's to enjoy your pizza and pasta. The bus boycott actually went from December 5th, 1955 to December 20th, 1956, 65 years ago this week. Nice job knowing that. Enjoy your pizza and pasta from Lino's, and we'll be back with more gameplay. The NICA IBEW Lightning Round is coming up next. Tie game, halfway through. The audience is excited. Our staff is excited. The players are excited, although they probably, at least one of these teams would like to have a bigger lead. But it still is fun, right? The NICA IBEW Lightning Round has lots of points on the line, so these points could change, or these scores could change very, very quickly. Because of the coin flip, this week's first pick goes to North Boone. Jet, the 3 categories are title characters, Chinese inventions, or Michaels.
Title characters.
All right, you got it. Identify these literary works named for their main characters. I will describe the work, you name it. If that makes sense, you'll have 60 seconds for these first 10. And then, Logan, you and the team will have 30 seconds to get to whatever points they don't. Advice for both teams, you can pass. Remember, the clock is ticking, and I'll read these as quickly as I can. Jet, are you ready?
Yep.
Identify these literary works named for their main characters. Shakespearean tragedy set in Denmark.
Hamlet.
Correct. Jane Austen novel about a matchmaker.
Jane Eyre.
Incorrect. L.M. Montgomery novel, followed by Anne of Avonlea.
Pass.
Charles Dickens book about an orphan pickpocket.
Pass.
Jack London novel about a wolf dog.
Pass.
Voltaire novella satirizing optimism.
Pass.
Miguel de Cervantes novel about a knight errant.
Pass.
Johanna Spyri novel about a girl living in the Alps.
Pass.
Sophocles play about a daughter of Oedipus.
Pass.
Virginia Woolf novel about a woman planning a party.
Pass.
L.M. Montgomery novel, and that's all we have time for. So you got the first one right, and then those are really tough. So you have 10 points added to your score. You're up to 50. Logan, there are 9 left on here. 30 seconds is not a lot of time. I'll read through them as quickly as I can. Are you set?
Yes.
Identify these literary works named for their main characters. Jane Austen novel about a matchmaker.
Pass.
L.M. Montgomery novel followed by Anne of Avonlea.
Anne of Green Gables.
That is correct. Charles Dickens book about an orphan pickpocket.
Oliver Twist.
That's correct. Jack London novel about a wolf dog.
White Fang.
That's correct. Voltaire novella satirizing optimism.
Pass.
Miguel de Cervantes novel about a knight errant.
Pass.
Johanna Spyri novel about a girl living in the Alps.
Pass.
And that's your 30 seconds. 30 seconds goes by quickly when there's 9 on the board there, but you added 30 points to your score. You are now ahead by 20. We'll go down the ones that no one got really, really fast, and then we'll give you your pick. Logan, Jane Austen novel about the matchmaker was Emma. The Voltaire novella was Candide. The Miguel de Cervantes novel about a knight errant is Don Quixote, the knight who thought windmills were dragons. Johanna Spyri novel about a girl living in the Alps was Heidi. The Sophocles play was Antigone, and the Virginia Woolf novel about a woman planning a party was Mrs. Dalloway. So that title characters category's gone. These are the two you have left. Logan, Chinese inventions or Michaels?
Chinese inventions.
All right. What item which first historically appeared in China was, so I will complete that sentence, you will have to tell me that item. So what item which first historically appeared in China was, that's the sentence I will complete. 60 seconds, remember you can pass. Are you ready, Logan?
Yes.
Here's the first one. What item which first historically appeared in China was a common writing medium made from wood pulp?
Paper.
Correct. Made of wood rather than metal, as Johannes Gutenberg used.
The printing press.
Correct. A nitrate-based mixture used in bombs and firearms.
Gunpowder.
That's correct. A sky-based form of explosive entertainment often seen in the U.S. on July 4th.
Fireworks.
Correct. Made from pig bristles and used to avoid gingivitis.
Toothbrush.
Correct. A complex game using white and black tokens on a 19 by 19 board.
Pass.
A kind of map that uses colors or shades to represent elevations.
Topographic map.
Need more than that?
Topography.
Incorrect. A controversial alternative to smoking sold by Juul.
Vaping.
Correct. A luxury good produced by the species Bombyx mori.
Pass.
And no time to get to that 10th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 correct. You added 60 points to your score. There's 4 left for you, Jet, and the team, but only 30 seconds to get to them, and I will read as quickly as I can. Are you ready? Yep. What item, which first historically appeared in China, was a complex game using white and black tokens on a 19 by 19 board?
Chess.
Incorrect. A kind of map that uses colors or shades to represent elevations.
Pass.
A luxury good produced by the species Bombyx mori.
Silicon.
Incorrect. First described by Shen Kuo and made by contact with natural lodestones.
Compass.
That's correct. A kind of map that uses colors or shades to represent, no time to get back to that. You added 1 to your score, so you've got 10 more points. Some of those are pretty tough. The 3 that no one got. The complex game using the black and white tokens on a 19 by 19 board is called Go. Actually believed to be the oldest board game still being played. The luxury good, you said silicon, it's silk. We needed silk. That was the luxury good made by, the Bombyx mori was actually the moth that makes silk. And that final one, which we only got to hear, well, actually you got that one correct, right? Yeah, we got all these. Oh, the map, that's right, the map. Topographical map was not specific enough, we needed relief map. Relief map was the answer we needed. That's our NECA IBEW lightning round, and we've got a 70-point spread. Christian Life kind of pulled away there. They are on top, 130 to 60, but in our final challenge, we've got questions that are worth 20 points each, so that point total could change. We'll see what happens after this. It was a really tight game up until that last round. Christian Life kind of pulled away with a very successful lightning, but 70 points, we've seen bigger deficits overcome in this final challenge because each of these questions is worth 20 points. It's a buzz-in, contestants, and remember, Two most important rules. Wait for me to call your name and say your answer loudly and clearly. Hands on your buzzers. Here's the first question in the Mercy Health Final Challenge. What composer who wrote 3 war sonatas and the Lieutenant Kijé Suite also wrote a symphonic fairy tale for children titled Peter and the Wolf? Logan.
Bach.
Incorrect. North Boone, you could get these 20. That composer is Sergei Prokofiev. New question. What law states heat never spontaneously flows from colder to hotter materials, or that the entropy of an isolated system never decreases? Logan.
The first law of thermodynamics.
Incorrect. North Boone. Go ahead, Jet.
Second law of thermodynamics.
That's right. You had 3 to choose from. It was worth a gamble, and you got those 20 points. It is the second law of thermodynamics. North Boone gets the first 20 of the round. In 2020, what African-American pastor defeated Republican incumbent Kelly Loeffler for a Senate seat in Georgia? That's Raphael Warnock. New question. What philosopher who said, "We owe a cock to Asclepius at his death," was depicted in the Phaedo and Apology by Plato and was forced to drink hemlock? Logan.
Sophocles.
Incorrect. North Boone. Jet.
Socrates.
Socrates is correct. 20 more for North Boone. What term describes properties such as reduction potential and temperature that do not depend on the amount of mass, unlike extensive properties? Jet.
Constant.
Incorrect. Christian Life, you could take these 20. Logan.
Intensive properties.
Intensive properties is correct. 20 more for Christian Life. What man who criticized the auto industry in his book Unsafe at Any Speed was the Green Party nominee in the 1996 and 2000 presidential elections? Bree.
Al Gore.
Incorrect. Christian Life, these could be your points. Long before any of you were born, but that was Ralph Nader. New question. What battle, which was preceded by the battles of Ligny and Quatre Bras, was a victory for the Duke of Wellington and ended the reign of Napoleon? Logan.
Waterloo.
That's right. Also the hit song from ABBA. Maybe you knew that one, but you don't want to admit it. That's okay. Christian Life gets 20. New question now. The ruins of the ancient Maya city of Tikal are in what Central American country? Which, Logan.
Mexico.
Incorrect. I'll finish for North Boone, which borders Mexico to the west and Belize to the east. That was Guatemala. No answer, and we end the game on that no answer. Kind of a tough question there. Christian Life is moving on to the next round. Congratulations to Christian Life. North Boone, I know you would have much rather moved on to the next round. You did put up a very close game, and really, the lightning round was the difference in this game. That was it. It was close the whole way along. I hope you had a fantastic experience. How many of you are seniors? None of you. I'm getting the commitment right now. All 4 of you back next season, right? Okay, that's good. And Low Gang, congratulations. We get to see you in the second round. You face the winner of next week's River Ridge versus Hananiga matchup. Hope to see you then.